London, many years ago. It's Christmas Eve. Cold, leaking, biting weather. Candles flare in shop windows like ruddy smears amidst festive wreaths and holly sprigs. All save one. A weather-beaten warehouse, above which hangs the faded sign, Scrooge and Marley. Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. The register of burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner, Scrooge. His name was good upon anything he put his name to. He was sole administrator, sole assign, sole residuary legatee, and sole friend and sole mourner. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. Why bother? The firm had always been known as Scrooge and Marley. Why change it now? There it stood, years afterward, above the warehouse door. So Marley was dead. This must be distinctly remembered, for nothing wonderful can come of the story you're about to hear. Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year, on Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge sits busy in his counting house. There he sits, self-contained and solitary as an oyster. No warmth can warm him, nor wintry weather chill him. No wind that blows is bitterer than he.
7 years ago today.
What's that you say?
Mr. Marley died 7 years ago, this very day.
Would it be too much to ask you to return to the tasks for which I pay you so handsomely? Mr. Cratchit!
The fire's going cold, Mr. Scrooge.
Need I remind you that the price of coal has nearly doubled in the past 3 years? Step this way, if you please. What is this?
A shirt.
And this?
A vest.
And this?
A coat.
These are garments, Mr. Cratchit. Garments were invented by the human race for the protection against the cold. Once purchased, they may be used indefinitely for the purpose for which they were intended. Coal burns. Coal is momentary, and coal is costly. There'll be no more coal burned in this office today, Mr. Cratchit. Is that quite clear?
Yes, sir, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, could you bring me my ledger, Mr. Cratchit? The rental ledger. Several items cause me some confusion. Perhaps you could enlighten me. Do you recall the Soames family?
I do.
And do you notice an outstanding balance?
Yes, sir.
And how much might that be, if you please?
£7, sir.
£7. Your attempts at the retrieval of this sum have been unsuccessful, I take it. Need I remind you, Mr. Cratchit, that in regards to this matter, there were to be no two ways about it. Soames and his family were to be put out of my property 3 days ago. Has this been done yet?
No, sir.
May I ask why?
Mr. Scrooge,
Could it be that you did not utilize your full energies to find him?
Perhaps, sir.
Perhaps the season weakened your resolve.
Tomorrow is Christmas Day, Mr. Scrooge. They have no place to go.
That is not my concern, Mr. Cratchit. This is a business. A business survives on an even balance of debits and credits. What goes out must eventually come back in. Oh, they were happy enough to take my money, but when they fail to pay me my due, I'm expected to smile, a Christian smile. Is that what you want me to do? If you find these rules against your fiber, you are free to leave this company. But if you decide to remain, there'll be no talk of Christmas in front of me. That will be all, Mr. Cratchit.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit!
And same to you, Mr. Fred.
And a Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you! I said, Merry Christmas, Uncle!
Bah, humbug.
Christmas! A humbug? You don't believe that, I'm sure.
Oh, I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What reason have you to be so dismal, then? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What is Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without any money? A time for finding yourself another year older and not 1 hour richer. Why, if I could work my will, every idiot that walks about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart, he should.
Uncle?
Nephew, you keep Christmas your way, let me keep it mine.
Keep it. But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good it may do you, much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited. I dare say Christmas among the rest. But I've always thought of Christmas time, when it comes around, as a good time. A kind, pleasant, charitable, forgiving time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one resolve to open their shut-up hearts freely and to look at other people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave and not another race of people bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it!
Let me hear one more sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Oh, you're quite a speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you in hell first.
But why? Why?
Why? Why did you marry against my wishes?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love with a woman as penniless as you are. Now that, my sir, is the only thing in the world more ridiculous than Merry Christmas. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, but you never came to visit me before that happened. Why give it as a reason for not coming now? I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel to which I have been a party, but since I have come in here in homage to Christmas, I'll keep my Christmas humor to last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
Merry Christmas to you and your family, Bob Cratchit.
Thank you, sir, and a Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
There's another fellow, my clerk, with his 15 shillings a week and a wife and a family, talking of Merry Christmas. I'll retire to bed.
Scrooge and Marley's, I presume. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead for 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner. At this festive season, it is more than usually customary to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are not of common necessaries. 100 of thousands are not of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are, though I wish I could say they were not.
And the treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then?
Indeed they are, but they scarcely furnish Christian cheer to mind a body to the multitude. A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund, to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time of our lovers when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. Now, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since that is what you asked, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry either. I support those institutions that I have mentioned, and they cost me enough. Those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, perhaps they had better do it, and decrease the surplus population. For man works hard to reach the goals he set throughout his life. Sacrifices are made regardless of pain and strife. And when he reaches his goal, that's when the vultures come around. They'll stretch out their hands for a piece of what the man has earned. Well, if they reach out to me, their hands are quickly burned. I have no use for their whining, especially on the so-called poor. toad. I believe in nothing, I just believe in money. What's real to me is gold. Because it's Christmas, I should be more giving and support your charity. Here's some information, your cause on Christmas have nothing to do with me. I worked for every pound that I have ever received. I don't believe in charity. Why should the poor have it easy and get something for free? Well, not for me. Assistance for the weak just makes people lazy. They don't learn to help themselves. And all you bleeding hearts who think that you can save the world, but you can't just save yourself. I am not my brother's keeper. What is it to me if the poor live or die? You've wasted my valuable time. Now I bid you gentlemen get on. Goodbye.
If there was ever a man who thought did not have a soul.
Miser whose life was his entire bankroll.
Or someone whose demeanor was just downright cruel. The top of them all would be a man called Scrooge. Especially very gentlemen like nothing in dismay. Remember Christ your Savior was born on Christmas Day.
Get out! Get out!
He tried so hard to be mean, it would kill him to be nice.
He has a heart made of stone and blood as cold as ice.
To find a way to charge us more, he don't act twice.
All this wrong a man we come to know as Scrooge. Kindness and mercy are not his nature. He has the disposition of a bear. The man is greedy, the man is stingy. And if you owe him money, beware. You won't have a friend.
When it comes to being rude, he is unparalleled.
He's as shallow as they come, as hollow as a shell.
And in our opinion, he can go to hell. The only one who cares for Mr. Scrooge is Scrooge. We can better off if we did not know Scrooge. The world would be better off without Mr. Scrooge.
Shutting up time, Cratchit. You want the whole day tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient. It's not fair. If I were to dock your wages, half a crown for it, why, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. But you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
Christmas only comes once a year, sir.
No excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. I suppose you must have it. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scrooge, and a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Bah! Humbug!
There's a special something in the air. You can feel this magic everywhere. Oh, this is that special time of year. Hold on now, it's starting to feel like Christmas. Children waiting so impatiently. They want morning to come suddenly to see what gifts are left beneath their tree. Hold on now, it's starting to feel like Christmas. Streets all lined in decoration, people full of joy and cheer. Why can't this feeling of Christmas last every day of the year? nights is when we are called upon to once again pray for peace and will to end.
Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. It's starting to feel like Christmas.
Closed in a twinkling, and the clerk, long ends of his white comforter, dangling below his waist for he owned no greatcoat, went down a slide on Cornhill at the end of a line of boards, 20 times in honor of it being Christmas Eve, and then ran home to Camden Town as hard as he could to play at blind man's bluff. Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers and beguiled the rest of the evening with his banker's books, went home to the chambers which had once belonged to his deceased partner. It was a gloomy suite of rooms. The yard was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, had to grope with his hands to its doorway.
Sit down. I can.
Well, do it.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence of my reality would you have beyond that of your senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because any little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. Maybe a bit of undigested beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. While there's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Do you see this toothpick?
I do.
But you're not looking at it.
Yet I see it notwithstanding.
I have but to swallow this and be for the rest of my days persecuted by a legion of goblins all of my own imagination. Humbug, I tell you. Humbug! Mercy, dreadful apparition. Why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must, but why do spirits walk the earth and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that his spirit should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. Oh, woe is me, and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared upon this earth and turned to happiness.
You are fettered, Jacob. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? Or would you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full, as heavy, and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on its sense. It is a ponderous chain.
Oh, Jacob, tell me more, but speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer Scrooge, and it is conveyed by other ministers to other kinds of men. Nor can I tell you what I would. A very little more is all permitted to me. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never wandered beyond our counting house. Mark me. In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole, and weary journeys lie before me.
Well, you must have been quite slow about it, Jacob.
Slow.
7 years dead and traveling all of this time.
The whole time. No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
But you travel fast.
On the wings of the wind.
Well, you might have got over a great deal of ground in 7 years.
No! Captain Bound and double irons not to know that ages of incessant labor by immortal creatures for this earth must pass into eternity before the good of which it is susceptible is all developed. Not to know that any Christian spirit working kindly in its little sphere, whatever it may be, will find its mortal life too short for its vast means of usefulness. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. Yet such was I, such was I!
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business. Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Why did I walk among my fellow beings with my eyes cast down, and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise men to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
Oh, I will, but don't be hard on me, Jacob. Don't be flowery, I pray.
How it is that I may appear before you in a shape you can see, I may not tell. I have sat invisible beside you for many and many a day, and that is no light part of my penance. I am here tonight to warn you that you may yet have the chance and hope of escaping my fate, the chance and hope of escape of my procuring Ebenezer.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. You are always a good friend to me.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the hope and chance that you have mentioned?
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Can't I have them all at once and have it over?
Expect the second upon the next night at the same hour. The next upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and that for your own sake you remember what has passed here between us. Come here. What you see all around are phantoms who are bound for all time to wander endlessly. Everyone wears a chains of missed opportunity. We're doomed and never can be free. We never held anyone who was needy in our midst. We just turned our backs and looked away. And now each day we all yearn for the chance to make amends. But it's too late, and my fate you'll share, my friend. If you don't open your heart and let Christmas come alive in you, a chain you too will bear. If you don't open your heart to your fellow man, a chain of guilt you'll soon forever wear. You do not know how little effort it will take to erase all your cruel, unkind mistakes. Amend your life, for tonight is for you a final warning, or you'll spend eternity in chains. These spirits try to interfere for the good in human affairs, but they've lost their power. That is the curse that we bear.
In the store that I ran, all the scales were fixed so I could charge each patron a little bit more. When I went to a church and was sure no one was looking, I stole money that was meant for the poor.
I beat my wife and my kids when I had too much to drink, which was
1 o'clock. But it was past 2 when I went to bed. It's not possible that I slept through an entire day and into another night.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Well, what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Oh, I am much obliged, kind spirit, but I think a night of uninterrupted sleep would be more conducive to that end.
Be careful, Ebenezer Scrooge. I speak of your reclamation.
Ah, well, if it's reclamation, then let's get on with it.
Take heed. Rise and walk with me.
A window? But I am mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of mine hand, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
It would have been in vain for Scrooge to plead that the weather and the hour were not adapted to pedestrian purposes, that his bed was warm and the thermometer long below freezing, that he was clad but lightly in his slippers and dressing gown and already had a cold upon him. The spirit's gentle touch was not to be resisted, and Scrooge found himself transported to an open country road.
Do you know this place?
Know it? I was bred in this place. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling, Mr. Scrooge. And what is that upon your cheek?
Nothing. Just a drop of sleet. Spirit, conduct me where you will.
You recollect the way?
Remember it. I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Tell me what you see.
Every gate, every post, every tree. Exactly as I remember it. Oh, look, the little market town by the school at which I was boarded. Church, the bridge, the winding river. Look, coming out of the schoolhouse doors, the boys going home for Christmas.
These are but the shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. The schoolhouse is not quite the same thing. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is like there still. Do you remember him?
A child is me, Spirit. Oh, I wish... Never mind, it is too late.
What is the matter?
Nothing. Well, last night a little boy was singing a Christmas carol outside my door. I should like to have given him something, that is all.
This was your fourth Christmas spent within these walls, sent here by your father, who neither the will nor the means of providing for you. It was a bitter separation from the one person you cherished most in all your life.
Oh, my sister Fan.
Dear brother. Fan? I have come to bring you home, dear brother. To bring you home. Home, Fan? Home for good and for all. Home forever and ever. And you're to be a man and to be apprenticed to Mr. Fezziwigs. But first we're to be together all the Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world. Christmas is more than when the sleigh bells ring. Christmas is more than the songs we sing. Christmas is peace and harmony, coming together as families.
Christmas is laughter and lots of cheer, knowing that soon will be a brand new year. Christmas is snow on the rain, and
future. My breath may have withered, but she had a large heart.
Oh, so she had, Spirit.
She died a very young woman, in childbirth, as did your mother,
She died too young.
but old enough to bear a child.
One son.
Fred, your nephew, who bears a strong resemblance to your sister.
Does he? I never really noticed.
You never noticed. I mean, that you fondly left the eyes closed. Open them wide. Do you notice that?
Know it? Was I not apprenticed here?
Still work, Ebenezer. I should have a master here of that. Not on Christmas Eve.
Why, it's my old friend, Dick Wilkins.
You'll never catch a maiden's eye that way.
Do you think I stand a better chance without a shilling in my pocket?
I think the one who's sweet on you will take you as you are.
A man must be established.
Perhaps so, but not always. Not on Christmas Eve. There's time enough to be practical, and there's time enough to play.
Very well. I guess there's no way around it with you about.
They'll be here soon enough. Now, there's someone out there I think you shall be happy to see.
And who is that?
Oh, just the one thing that's managed to turn your head from a ledger sheet before.
Well?
Merry Christmas, me boys!
Do you know this man?
Why, it's old Fezziwig.
Pay attention, Dick. Ebenezer, no more work tonight. No more work. Ebenezer, put away your ledgers. Dick, clear away. We need the room. You will enjoy yourself tonight, Master Ebenezer. That is an order.
Yes, sir. I'll try.
You will put your heart into it. You've done nothing but great work for me, and I've nothing but praise for your work. But you're young, eh? There's more to life than musty old ledgers and bolts of cloth.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful party.
Why, it's Mrs. Fezziwig. Belle. Oh, I had forgotten how beautiful she was.
Mr. Fezziwig, would you and your lovely wife please lead us in the first dance?
I don't know. It's been so long.
Oh, Mr. Fezziwig, you're mine. Do I make myself clear?
A one and a two.
Oh, you think...
Mr. Conductor, if you please. Places, everyone.
Dancing is a waste of time. A waste of time!
You didn't think so then.
There was a reason then.
Oh, Ebenezer, why did you bring me out here? It's freezing.
Well, I want you to be alone with me for a minute. I have something to ask you.
What is it?
Well, I've never been good at woods. So, well, will you marry me?
Oh, Ebenezer, yes, I will marry you.
Well, I will make you happy. I promise.
You already do.
Well, as soon as I get enough capital, I'm going to open my own business. I'm going to make us rich. You have all the things that you deserve and more. No more taking second best.
Oh, Ebenezer.
Well, I'm going to make my first contract with you. Right here and right now. I will always be there when you need me. I will always take care of you. And I will never, ever let my business take precedence over us. You'll always come first in my life.
Tonight you promised to be mine. You gave your heart and soul to me. Now every day will be our love song that will sing through all eternity. I'll be forever yours and you'll forever mine. We'll gladly share our lives together. No matter where we are, we'll always be in the arms of each other. You made my life so complete. I can't believe that you are mine. I vow to you will know and always hold on until the end of time. You made my life so complete. I can't believe that you are mine. I vow to you both now and always to love you till the end of time.
Been hiding. Bless me, and congratulations, you two.
Oh my goodness, what is all the excitement? Oh, congratulations, my dear. Oh, Belle, it's beautiful. Oh, Papa, look.
Oh, what a lovely ring. And a lovely fine gentleman to go along with it.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you both all the happiness in the world, and that your marriage is as great a marriage as mine.
You really mean that?
Of course I do.
Sometimes I thought perhaps you had regretted marrying me. But you might have wanted something more.
You're all I ever wanted, Emily. You are my life. And I wouldn't trade it for all the gold in the world.
You've made my life so complete.
I love you and need you.
I can't believe that you are mine.
I want you forever.
I vow to you both now and always to love you to the end of time. Happy Christmas, darling.
I'll see you tomorrow, Eloisa. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Mr. Fezziwig, how we loved him so, such wonderful memories. What a night, what a party.
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small.
Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4 perhaps. Is it so much he deserves all this praise?
Which isn't that, Spirit. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or a burden, a pleasure or a toil. His magic lay in his words and in his looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it was impossible to add and count them up. But the happiness he gave us was quite as great as if it had cost... well, as if it had cost a fortune.
What is wrong?
Nothing particular.
Something.
Well, it's just... I should like to have a word or two with my clerk just now, that's all.
My time grows short. Quick! You are older now, a man in the prime of life. Your face begins to wear signs of grief and avarice, as the cold and golden passion has taken root. Do you remember when you sacrificed upon the gilded altar?
Belle.
Same
felt, swore to love, through all eternity, Ebenezer. She is not changed by the harshness of the world, while you are. Another Christmas Eve, and like so many other times, you kept Belle waiting because of business.
It matters little to you, very little. Another idol has displaced you.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one, where your hopes have merged into the master passion. Profit? The thought of money engrosses you.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing on which it is so difficult as poverty, and there is nothing it condemns with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have watched your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion gold engrosses you. Have I not?
I am not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until, in time, we could improve our worldly fortune. You are changed. When it was made, you are another man.
I was a boy.
You are changed. Your own feelings tell you it is so. It is for this reason I release you, Ebenezer.
Have I ever sought to release?
In words? No, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If you were free today, am I to believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? I know now the repentance and regret would surely follow. I release you, Ebenezer, with a heart full of love for the man you once were.
Oh, spirit, me from this place. Show me no more. Conduct me home.
I have told you these are the shadows of the things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
No, Spirit, take me back. Haunt me no longer. Oh, Spirit, remove me from this place. Humbug!
Ebenezer Scrooge, arise and know me better, man. Ebenezer Scrooge, I'm waiting. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before.
Never.
Have never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning, for I am very young, my older siblings, born these later years.
Well, no, I can't say I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you had many siblings?
Over 1,800.
What a tremendous family to provide for. Oh, Spirit, conduct me where you will. Last night I went forth on compulsion, and I have learned a lesson which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Spirit, is there a peculiar flavor in what you sprinkle from your torch?
There is. My own.
Would it apply to any dinner on this day?
Or to any kind of giving. To a poor one most.
Why to a poor one the most?
Because it needs it most.
Spirit, I wonder you, of all the many beings of the many worlds around us, should desire to cramp these people's opportunities for innocent enjoyment. You would deprive them of their means of dining every seventh day, often the only day on which it is said that they could dine at all, wouldn't you? You seek to close these places every seventh day. It comes to the same thing.
I seek.
Spirit, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it has been done in your name, or that of your family.
There are many upon this earth of yours who lay claim to know us, who do their deeds of passion, pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, who are as strange to us and our kith and kin as if they had never lived. Remember that, and charge their doings to themselves, not to us.
I promise I will.
Perhaps it was the pleasure the good spirit had in showing off this power of hers, or else it was her own kind, generous, hearty nature and her sympathy with all poor men that led her straight to Scrooge's bed. There she went, and took Scrooge with her. Holding her robe on the threshold of the door, the spirit stopped and smiled to bless Bob Cratchit's dwelling with a sprinkling of her torch.
Well, here I am.
Peter, you look just like your father in his shirt.
Yes, very handsome. I took the shirt off in the park.
Just never got your precious father then, and your brother Tiny Tim, and Martha were as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother. Here's Martha, Mother.
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear, how late you are.
We had a deal of work to do last night, Mother, and had to clear away in the morning.
Well, never mind, so long as you are come. Sit by the fire and warm yourself, my dear.
There's Martha.
Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming up on Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father.
Oh.
I want to see if the goose is near ready.
I do.
First, show Tiny Tim the pudding, please.
Let's go.
Easy does it. And how was little Tim today?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much, and he thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. Coming home, he told me he hoped that people saw him in the church because he's a cripple. And it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Not many remember that. You can count on it.
He is getting better by the day.
Yeah, sure.
Here they are. Some children will eat.
Right.
The pudding looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Oh, careful with that. Oh, thank you. Great. Here you go. Everybody all set?
Now let's join hands. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gifts that we are about to receive from thy bounty. We ask a blessing and healing on our Tiny Tim, and also a blessing on those not so fortunate as ourselves, those who do not have family or food on this, your Christmas Day. Amen.
Amen.
Hooray!
I don't believe ever was there such a goose cooked. Its tenderness and flavor, its size and cheapness are the themes of universal admiration. A Merry Christmas to us, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone. I have so much to be grateful for.
Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, good spirit. Say that he will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race shall find him here. What then? If he be like to die, perhaps he had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
You use my words against me.
Oh, man, if man you be at heart, not adamant, forbear this wicked cant until you discover what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, what men shall die? It may be in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
Mr. Scrooge! I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
Founder of our feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon and hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, it's Christmas Day, the children.
It should be on Christmas Day, I'm sure, to drink to the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health. For your sake and for the day's, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
Though you pay him the least you can, he's richer than a crabby old businessman. He stops to think of you and of his fellow man. It's because of him his family will always know Christmas.
Again the ghost sped on. It was a great surprise to Scrooge to find himself in the bright, gleaming house of his own nephew, the spirit standing, smiling by his side, and looking at the same nephew with approving affability.
He said that Christmas was a humbug as I live. He believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth. And not half as pleasant as he might be. But his offenses bear their own punishment, and I have nothing else to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What's of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. Why, he don't make himself comfortable with it. He don't help others with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking he is ever going to help us with it.
Well, I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. Always. Here. He takes it into his mind to dislike us, and not making merry with us is, as I think, he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I am sure he loses pleasanter companions than he can find in his own thoughts, either in his moldy old office or his dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, for I pity him. Oh, he may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him when he finds me going there year after year in good humor saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you?" If it only puts him in the mind to leave his poor clerk £50, that's something. and I think I shook him yesterday. How about some music?
What a splendid idea.
Fred, would you care to start us off?
Of course. There was a girl that I fell in love with, and her name was Mary. She was cute and refined, and I never would find a girl who was quite contrary. Now there was a day when I went to pay her a visit and tried to court her, but she wasn't there. I was in despair. Where could she be? I wondered. Where can she be? Where can she be? Have you seen the girl with the upturned curl who has stolen my heart? Where can she be? Where can she be? Not knowing where to find my love is tearing me apart. I went everywhere and I didn't care how long that it would take. If I didn't try, I knew I would cry and my heart would surely break. Everywhere I turned, I thought I saw her in every face I'd see. I looked high and low, in the sun, in the snow, on the rocks, in every tree. Where can she be? Where can she be? Have you seen the girl with the upturned curl who has stolen my heart? Where can she be? Where can she be? Not knowing where to find my love is tearing me apart. And one day I found her, I was dumbstruck by her face. I knew it was she, who else could it be? She a beauty, she had grace. I went up to her and claimed my love, and then to my dismay, she showed me a ring, and here's the thing, she got married just that day. Where can she be? Where can she be? Will there be a girl who will fall in love with a loser such as me? Where can she be? Where can she be? If I can't find a girl with an upturned curl, I'll join a monastery. If I can't find a girl with an upturned curl, I'll join a monastery.
Oh, Spirit, please, let me stay until the guests depart.
That cannot be done.
But here is a new game. 1/2 hour more. Please, just one.
One more game.
All right, everyone. Let's play yes and no.
Ooh, I like this game.
I'll think of something, and you'll have to try and guess what it is. All right, I've got it. Fire away with your questions.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
A live animal.
Yes.
A disagreeable animal.
Most definitely.
A savage animal.
No.
An animal that growls and grunts sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Talks sometimes.
Yes.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
Does it walk about the streets?
Yes.
Is it ever made a show of?
Never.
Does it live in a menagerie?
Nope.
Is it led by humility?
Definitely not.
Was it never killed in market?
Never.
Horse and
No.
ass.
A cow? A bull? A tiger? A dog? I have a rabbit house! I know what it is, Fred! I know what it is!
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge!
Yes! We have a winner!
That's unfair, Fred. When I asked if it was a bear, the response should have been yes.
He has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure, and it would be ungrateful not to drink his health. Here's a glass of mulled wine ready to our hands at the occasion. And I say, Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but he may have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Spirit, what is this? Who are all these people?
Those whose lives are not as fortunate as yours. They know me, even in their most trying of times.
never realized just how fortunate I was. The state they're in, I wonder if I was the cause. Look at their faces, they don't seem sad at home. They're grateful for God's blessings, no matter how great or small. I never wanted to hear people's troubles or pain. I'd like to take it back and start all over again. I never realized just how fortunate I was. The state they're in, look at their faces, they don't seem sad. They're grateful for God's blessings, no matter how great or small. I never wanted to turn people's troubles away. I'd like to take it back and start all again. Our spirits' lives so short.
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight.
Tonight at midnight. Hark! The time draws near.
Oh, Spirit, forgive me if I am unjustified in what I ask, but I see something strange and not belonging to yourself protruding from your skirts. Is it a foot or a claw?
Might as well be a claw for the amount of flesh there is upon it. Look here! Man, look here! Look down here!
Are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both in all their degree, but most of all, beware this boy, for upon his brow I see that is written, which is doom!
Have they no refuge? Have they no resources?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You are about to show me the shadows of the things that have not yet happened yet, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen tonight. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company, and I do so with a thankful heart. Spirit, will you not speak to me? Oh, lead on, Spirit, lead on. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time before me, I know. Oh, lead on, Spirit, lead on.
No, I don't know much about it. All I know is he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he never died.
God knows.
Oh, what did he do with his money?
Don't know. Left it to its company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I can't think of anyone to go to it. I suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going as long as the lunch is provided, but I must be fed if I make one.
Well, I'm no dissension among you, for I never wear gloves, and I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go if anyone else will. Come to think of it, I'm not certain I wasn't his most particular friend. We used to stop and talk whenever we met. Goodbye.
Let the charwoman alone to be the first, let the laundress alone to be the second, and let the undertaker's wife alone to be the third. Look here, old Joe, here's a chance of having all three met here without meaning it.
Well, you couldn't have met in a better place. Come into my parlor. You were made free of it long ago, you know, and the other two ain't strangers neither. Hold on till I shut the door of the shop. Ah, how it shrieks. There ain't such a bit of rusty old metal as its hinges, I believe. We're all suitable to our calling. We're all well matched. Come into my parlor.
What odds then? What odds, Mrs. Dilber? Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed. No man more so.
Well, don't stand staring as if you're a brave woman. Who's the wiser? We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose.
No, indeed.
We should hope not.
Very well then, that's enough. What's the worst for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed.
If he had wanted to keep him after he was dead, the wicked old screw, why wasn't he nicer in his lifetime? If he had been, he would have had somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there, gasping out his last breath, alone by himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him.
I wish it were a little heavier judgment, to be sure. And it would have been if I could have laid me hands on anything else. Open me bundle, Joe, and let me know the value of it. Speak out plain. I ain't afraid to be the first nor for them to see it. We knew pretty well we were helping ourselves before we met here, I believe. It's no sin. Open me bundle, Joe. Ah, so.
Let's see what we have here. 2 seals. Oh, a pencil-block case. A pair of sleeve buttons and a brooch of no great value. I'll give you 3 quid for the lot.
3 quid?
That's your account, and I wouldn't give you another 6p if I were to be boiled for not doing so. Who's next? Let's see what we have here. Ooh, some sheets, some towels, a little wearing apparel. Oh, 2 old-fashioned teaspoons, a pair of sugar tongs, and a few boots. I'll give you £5 for the lot.
Are you daft, man? 5 measly pounds for all that lot?
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and that's the way I ruin myself. That's your account. And if you were to ask for another penny and make it an open question, I'd repent for being so liberal and knock off half a crown.
And now undo me bundle, Joe.
Let's see what we have here. What do you call these? Bed curtains?
Ah, yes, bed curtains.
You mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him still lying there?
Yes, I did, and why not?
You were born to make your fortune, and you certainly will.
I certainly shan't hold me hand when I can get anything in it by reaching it out. Not for the sake of such a man as he was, old Joe, I promise you that. Don't drop the lamp oil upon those blankets.
His blanket?
What else do you think? He's not likely to catch cold without him, I dare say.
Well, I certainly hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Don't you be afraid of that. It's so fond of his company that I'm going to about him for such things as he did. Ah, you may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it nor a threadbare place. It's the best he had, and a fine one, too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
Well, what do you call wasting of it?
putting on him to be buried into the floor. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. If calico ain't good enough for such a purpose, it ain't good enough for anything. It's quite as becoming to the body. He certainly can't look any uglier than he did in that one.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't market the corpse itself.
This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from himself when he was alive to profit us when he was dead.
Sometimes in the night you feel a pain closing on your heart, your arm goes lame. Suddenly you find yourself among the many deceased. I'll be there with my sack to grab your loot. I'll take everything you own down to the last boot, especially the ones you may be wearing on your feet. There's nothing I hold sacred in this world. I'm the master broker from the netherworld. I'll be dancing on your grave someday, profiting from bodily decay. When people's lives crap out, that's when I hit it big. So when you die, I'll be rich, dancing on your grave. There's sometimes in the year when the pickings are slow, that's when I have to leave this world and go, and give a fate a hand and play the reaper from hell. A little poison here, some murder there, as long as death is somewhere far or near, I'll do all that I can to make my profit margins swell. There's no place on this earth you can hide from me. There's some place someday I know you'll be. I'll be dancing on your grave someday, profiting from bodily decay. When people's lives crap out, that's when I hit it big. So when you die, I'll be rich, dancing on your grave. Some people say I'm cruel, and they're abhorred. But hey, it's a living, and you know what? I'm yours! I'll be dancing on your grave someday, profiting from bodily decay. When people's lives crap out, that's when I hit it big. So when you die, I'll be rich, dancing on your grave.
I see, Spirit. I see. The case of that unfortunate man could be my own. My life tends that way now. Oh, Spirit, show me some tenderness connected with the death, or that dark chamber that we have left just now will be forever present to me.
It hurts my eyes. They're better now, again. Makes him weep by candlelight. And I shouldn't want to show weak eyes to your father when he comes home. For the world. It must be near his time.
Past it, rather, but I think he's got a little sore if you love evenings, Mother.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
And so have I, often.
So have I. And so have I.
He's so very light to carry. And your father loved him so that it was no trouble, no trouble. There's your father now. Did you see the area where Tiny Tim will?
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. It's done you good to see how green a place it was. But you shall see it often. I promise we will walk on a Sunday. My little child. My little child.
My song and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will lend thee all through the night. Softer, drowsy bars are creeping here and there in slumber sleeping. Love alone is what is keeping all through the night. Now your pain is finally over. Sleep through the night. Be at peace with God forever. Sleep through the night. Thank you for the chance to know you. You'll be in my heart for always. One day soon we'll meet in heaven. Home through the night. All through the night.
The ghost of Christmas yet to come conveyed him as before, this time to a churchyard, overrun by grass and weeds, the road of death, choked up with too much burying, a dank and dreadful place.
Spirit, before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or the shadows of the things that may be only? Oh, men's courses will foreshadow certain ends to which, if persevered in, they must lead. But if those courses be departed from, whether the ends will change. Oh, say it is thus with what you show me. E. B. E. N.E. Ebenezer Scrooge! No spirit. No spirit. Why show me this if I am past all hope? No. Good spirit. Your nature intercedes for me and pities me. No spirit. Assure me that I can change the shadows of the things you have shown me by an altered life. Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. Spare me from this cruel fate. A promise I'll make to you. Christmas will be in my heart. I live in the past, the present, and the future. Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. Spare me from this cruel fate. Of all the lessons I've learned, I'll not shut them up. Or tell me how I may sponge the writing on this stone. Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. Save me from this cruel fate. Help me. I'm not the man I was. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. Oh, the spirits of all three shall thrive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven in the Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees, Jacob, on my knees. Oh, they're not torn down. The bed curtains, they are not torn down, rings and all. They are here. I am here. Oh, the shadows of the things that would have been may be dispelled. Oh, they will be. Oh, I know they will be. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Oh, look, it's the fold that the gruel was in. The door where the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. The chair where the ghost of Christmas present sat. Oh, the window where I watched the wandering spirits. It's all right. It's all right. It's all real. It all happened. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I feel like a baby. Oh, never mind. I'd rather be a baby. There's a special something in the air. I can feel its magic everywhere. I did not miss this special time of year. Hold on now. It's starting to feel like Christmas. Hello! Oh, what's today? What's today, my fine fellow?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do whatever they want. Of course they can. Yes, of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello?
Do you know the poulterers on the next street? What one? On the corner?
How do you know I did?
What an intelligent boy. What a remarkable boy. Have they sold the prize turkey that was hanging there? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. Why, it's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck. Is it? Go and buy it. Yes, no, I am in earnest. Go and buy it and bring it back here with the man so that I can tell him where to send it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. You shan't know who sent it. Why, it's twice the size of Tiny Tim. No one's ever made such a joke as sending it to Bob's will be. I feel a special something deep inside. It makes me warm, it makes me feel alive. I'm blessed to be part of this Christmas time. Hold on now, it's starting to feel like Christmas. Fine fellow, and here we go for you. And now, my good sir, why, I have to give you an address where you can carry that fine bird to Camden Town. Oh, wait, you couldn't carry a bird that far. Why, you must have a cab.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
This holiday will always be with me. I'll spread peace and joy to men. My heart is been, my spirit's been set free. I feel I've been born again. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Oh, my good sir, how do you do? I hope you were successful yesterday. That was very kind of you, and Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be a very pleasant one to you. Allow me to beg your pardon, and if you will have the goodness to...
Oh, bless you, are you serious?
Oh, I am in earnest, and not a farthing less. I assure you there are many back payments included in that. Will you do me that favor?
Mr. Scrooge, I don't know what to say to such munificence.
Don't say anything. Come and see. Will you come and see me?
I will, Mr. Scrooge, I will.
Oh, thank you. I'm so much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Bless you.
Bless you, sir. Bless you. Merry Christmas.
I'll never shirk the chance to help my neighbor. It will be my lifelong goal. Charity will be my life ambition. To be there for one and all. One and all. This I pledge to every person here. I will always hold Christmas dear and keep it every day of the year. Hold on now, it's starting to feel like Christmas. Christmas.
Went to church and watched the people hurrying to and fro, and patted children on the head, and spoke with beggars, and looked down into the kitchens of houses, and found everything could yield him pleasure. He never dreamt that any walk, that anything could bring him so much happiness. And so the next morning Ebenezer Scrooge was out upon the streets of London early, hoping to catch his clerk coming in late.
Hello. What is this, coming in 18 minutes late?
I am sorry, sir. I'm behind my time.
Oh, you are? Yes, I would say you are. Step this way, if you please.
I'm sorry, sir. It shall not be repeated.
Now listen, my good fellow. I will not stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore I am about to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit. A merrier Christmas, my good fellow, than I have given you in many a year. Yes, I'm going to raise your salary, and I am going to endeavor to assist your struggling family. Now, we will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Now, make up the fires and go buy another scuttle of coal before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them. He was wise enough to know that nothing on this globe ever happened for good, at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the outset. And knowing that such as these would be blind anyway, he thought it quite as well that they should wrinkle up their eyes and grins as have the melody in less attractive forms. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. He had no further intercourse with the spirits, but lived upon the total abstinence principle ever afterwards. It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man alive possessed the knowledge, may that truly be said of us and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, every one.